At the 73rd session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, India will likely call Pakistan out for supporting cross-border terrorism. India's ambassador to the United Nations, Saeed Akbaruddin, says that terror is a global concern and that New Delhi will raise the issue in the General Assembly. Reform of multilateral bodies will likely be another priority for India. India's External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj will address the UN General Assembly on 29th of September. During her engagements today, Swaraj will take part in an event calling for action against drugs. She will participate in the Nelson Mandela Peace Summit and also attend a reception hosted by South Africa's president in honor of Nelson Mandela. Last week, India called off foreign minister-level talks with Pakistan after Pakistan issued postage stamps glorifying terrorists and mutilated an Indian paramilitary soldier's body. In a tweet, Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan slammed India's decision to cancel that meeting, describing New Delhi's move as arrogant. Khan's disparaging remarks have possibly shut the door on peace talks, at least for now.
Terrorism, by its definition, is a threat to nation states because these are theoretically non-state actors who threaten civil society. And therefore, our effort is that all in the Committee of Nations try and address this collectively. Because it's a growing threat, it is manifesting in areas where it hasn't manifested previously, and it is a perennial threat. It is not new. This has come to the forefront after 9/11. But we in India were aware of this much earlier. It was actually way back in 1996 when we made the plea. At that stage, not many took us seriously. Today, there is a huge support for this.
And Wion Sibbal, who's been tracking the latest in New York, spoke to Dinesh Patnaik, who heads the United Nations division in the Indian Foreign Ministry, on New Delhi's agenda at this year's UN General Assembly session. Take a listen in.
You can't tell what the External Affairs Minister is going to speak on 29th, but other than that, what will the key focus throughout the UNGA session of India, especially on the issue of cross-border and of course cross-border terror and of course issues such as development?
See, the Minister will focus on global issues. Essentially, the reason India comes to the UN at this time is to focus on the fact that we need to strengthen multilateralism, what Prime Minister Modi called reform multilateralism. And so the EM statement will include everything that India is doing as part of its multilateral activities, as well as show that what India is doing actually has a large effect on what the world does, because we are 1/6 of humanity. So whatever India does has a large effect on what the world does. So whether it is in climate change, solar energy, in human rights, on migration, on any other issue that we are looking at, peacekeeping, everything, what India does, the action that we have taken, the Jan Dhan Yojana, the actions we have taken back home, the sanitation conference that we are holding, everything. So what she will do, she will give a broad picture of what India is doing and show how India supports the multilateral system.
Sir, what additional question, my last question, of course, we know there are countries also raking up other issues. They will have their own agenda also raking up certain issues. How does India plans to counter that, the agendas of certain countries?
We have been doing it every year. This is not the first time this is going to happen. Certain countries want to act solo and not act as multilateralist. They want to bring up issues which are not part of the multilateral agenda. Whenever they have done it in the past, we have tackled it. We shall tackle it again. This is nothing new.
So that was Dinesh Patnaik speaking to Wion exclusively and telling us how India plans to put various global issues in this year's 73rd United Nations General Assembly. With video journalist Sibbal for Wion in New York.